Hey, I think we're live.
What?
We are
Yeah,
live. We are
man.
live.
Oh my
Hi.
God.
It's alive.
Hey, check out my shirt, man. Ain't,
Piss.
Hell yeah. Piss.
ain't that beautiful?
Piss.
It is nice.
Ode
You
to
need to
the
wear it. You should have wore that next week for the mentors episode when we talk about, golden
yeah,
shower.
yeah, exactly. I'm like
Yeah,
6 months.
Wayne, you got to listen to some mentors this week,
All right,
man.
I
wait.
do.
This is your homework.
Okay.
You
Some
ask
mentors.
you ask for it,
Yeah.
up the dose,
Okay.
and the Get Up and Die EP. They do have other stuff and some cool stuff, but those are the essentials. You have to listen.
Can I find them on Amazon Music?
I don't know if you can find.
You can find them on YouTube.
You
Uh,
can find on YouTube, but yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe they are on Amazon. Who knows? But that'll be an interesting episode, a mentors episode. And I got stories of El Duce, me and
I've got one as well. Yep.
El.
they have over the top shotgun suicide,
No, no, none of those.
Deucifixion.
All those, I believe, are after El Duce died.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
later stuff. You can find it on YouTube.
All
Guarantee
right.
you.
I'll have to. You'll have
Oh,
to
The
tell me the
albums are
names again.
the albums are very short too.
Oh, that's
They're
even
they're
better.
30 minutes,
I like short albums. You'll have to remind me
But
what
but
the names
you
are.
and on YouTube you can actually watch their music videos of some albums. And there's a documentary on Tubi.
Is it really?
Yeah.
is it the same one that came out on DVD?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's an amazing documentary. I've lived with that other. Well, we shouldn't be talking about this shit.
No.
Should
Yeah.
talk about that next week. Hey, let
Yes.
me show
We
you
will.
what I got in the mail today. My friend Ronnie Spruce. I've known Ronnie since 1983. And when I met Ronnie now is living in Ohio, successful plumber, married, doing great. But when I met him, he was homeless and sleeping in a car.
Wow.
But now he's doing great, and he got me this on record, the record store
Nice.
of Flotsam and Jetsam High.
How did he get from homeless to doing great?
I really don't know. I know once
You have to want to do it, man. It's
Yeah.
goals.
Yeah.
what happened was once Ronnie stopped hanging out with me is when he got better.
I figured that. I knew that was
That's probably I kind of figured it had something to do with
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you a funny story about Ronnie. Ronnie, when he was homeless, I used to have a little house in the back of my house, my parents' house, where I lived, but I started living in the back of the house, right? And Ronnie was homeless. So I had Ronnie stay at my house. My parents couldn't know. So he slept under my bed, right?
Yeah.
And then I go out, I have breakfast with my mom and shit. And my mom's like, come here a second. I go, what? She walks in the back, she opens, she lifts up the sheet. She's like, who's that? And, and Ronnie's still pretending he was asleep. He's like, get him out of here before, because if my dad would have found out, it would have been 100 times worse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's good. You're a good friend. You're a good friend.
he's doing great, and he got me. And then J-Man got me this.
Ah.
Now, this is weird.
Oh yeah.
This is a record store day, Judas Priest in Atlanta, where a lot of people online are saying this sounds like shit. I don't know, man. I guess I'm blessed with shitty ears, I guess. This sounds phenomenal to me.
It sounds fun.
It sounds great. It's awesome.
It's a radio broadcast. I'm sure they cleaned it up a little bit.
All
Some
right.
people were complaining about the album art there, Ralph, but see, because it shows various stuff like Angel of Retribution and stuff in it, it's because they did that 50th anniversary box set that had all those live CDs in it, and all those CDs come in little cardboard slip cases with the same design on it as on that record. So when it's kind of like the Thin Lizzy Live and Dangerous thing. They're kind of releasing shows from the box set separately, and that's why the packaging there looks just like what's in the box set, unlike the Lizzy thing. But I did think they should have made it a gatefold. They've shoved two records in
Yeah,
on cover.
that I didn't like.
Oh yeah. I hate that.
No gatefold. And you know what I bought the other day was plastic sleeves for my vinyl. Bought 100 of them, and I didn't even get to D yet because I'm ripping off all the plastic on all my vinyl, except one that I've had since. Let me show you. I've had this album since the 70s. Look how good it looks, and it's still in the plastic. Damn it. Hold on, I just dropped my drink.
See, if it's not a gatefold, yeah, don't sit on that.
Don't sit on your Judas Priest record. It's in your seat now.
Yeah, I moved it.
I don't take the plastic off of my.
Oh wow!
This plastic has been on there since I think 78.
Wow, nice. Yeah, I keep the plastic on a lot of mine. Especially if it's got a hype sticker on it, I'll leave it on. Yeah. But sometimes I'll pull it off, you know, especially if I got to photograph it or something. There's no hype sticker on it. It always puts a glare on it, so I'll just go ahead and tear it off.
Yeah, I leave it on. If it's you know, obviously if it's a gatefold, I take it off. But if it's just a single record, I leave it on.
You know, a lot of records that are sealed that have sat in warehouses and stuff for years, like when oldies was reselling stuff, they would sit in the plastic so long that it would start making the record warping, cup or bow. Yeah. Well, they just sat like that for years. They probably had them stored stacked that way as well, which is terrible.
Yeah. What is it?
I remember that oldies.com that sells all the records and stuff. They had a ton of metal vinyl. Like, this has been like over 10 years ago, and they had tons of metal vinyl they were selling for like $3-4 a piece, man. And they had tons of metal blade stuff and all. But I got some of it, and I think he spilled something. I'm not sure.
What year was that?
It was probably 10-12 years ago. But I got some of that stuff, and it came in, and it was every one of them were like bowed or cupped or something. You know. I was able to flatten some of them out.
I was gonna say, you could probably flatten them back out, right?
Well, I mean, you know, especially like, you know, Ralph lives in Florida. The best way to flatten a record, for you guys watching, the best way to flatten an album that's got a little bit of a bow to it. It's not that, just to get it flattened. Get you 2 12-inch stepping stones. Put it in the floorboard of your car. Put a towel down. Put the record down. Put the stepping stone on top of it. Leave it in your hot car on an August day. If you live I live in North Carolina, and I have a black car, so it's gonna be flat when I come out. You know, after work, after 8 hours, it's gonna be flat.
What do you think about the Monsters of Rock 2025 lineup that just kicked off in South America? Opeth, Queensryche, Sabotage, Europe, Judas Priest, the Scorpions. I'm going to see them on Saturday. Sounds like
that's amazing. Show. Man, I watched some of the Sabotage sets and clips. Man, did you see anybody see the clip of Believe?
I saw John Oliva up there doing
that. Man, that one brought chills to me, man. That was amazing. And then they had the video of Chris Oliva during the guitar solo. And very, very well done. Yeah, old friend Brian Hartley. He's the lighting guy for Sabotage and Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Yeah, he comes up with all that stuff, man. It's amazing what he comes up with.
I hope they bring that here. You know, I hope I can at least see Sabotage once.
I think if Sabotage tours the States, which Chris Caffrey said maybe next year, because by the time they finish this year, they've got to start doing TSO. But I think if they tour the States, they'll be able to do big places because they'll tie it into TSO now. And I think they'll do like theaters, not clubs, you know.
Yeah, it'd be good. Hopefully. Yeah. I'd like to see them once. I saw a TSO. It's not the same. I got to see Sabotage.
Oh, it's not the same. I was lucky. I got to see Sabotage several times, you know, through the years.
Yeah.
I am the bitter old man. Get off my lawn with that Sabotage shit. Fucking Chris Oliva's got to be there, period. But that's how I live, bro.
You mean John?
You mean John? Because Chris ain't coming back.
Yeah, Chris can't be there, Ralph. Sorry.
That's my point. Without Chris, it ain't Sabotage to me. That's how I feel. Yes, I can name a couple songs on. I like Tawny Cobras, Handful of Rain, Chance. 3 or 4 songs I like, but dude, everything from really fucking Edge of Thorns, but I love Streets. But you know, my favorite really is the ancient shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dungeon, Sirens,
yeah,
and
Sirens, yeah, Power of the Night, yeah, love that stuff. Heart of the Mountain King. I love Edge of Thorns. But I like some of the later stuff too. I enjoy it. You know, it's good stuff. It's just a band progressing through the years. It kind of like a Uriah Heep or something. You know, I mean, it is what it is now. You know,
I'll take what I can get. Just come here. Thoughts on AC/DC on the 2025 Power Up tour? I didn't even know they were doing it.
I talked about this on the podcast, so I'll make it brief because I know some of you listen to the podcast. I saw somebody shot front row.
I saw that. Yeah.
I think it was in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And they came down and they did If You Want Blood. And I was like, Brian don't sound bad. Sounds okay. Then they go into Back in Black and forget it. It was like, Mom.
He sounds really rough. The new rhythm section's tight as hell. I mean, Stevie's doing a great job on rhythm guitar. Angus's playing is top notch, but it's just you're watching Angus just strut around. He's not running around and stuff like he used to. He just kind of struts around. But I mean, I'm not expecting him to do too much, but he plays great. But man, Brian looks like he's so happy to be there. But God, his voice is shot, man. I mean,
yeah, it's
he just, you know, it's always been tough for him to sing the Bond stuff. I've always thought, and that they're doing a lot of Bon Scott stuff during the set. I watched the whole thing, and I just don't see. They're doing about 100-minute show each night. How he's going to get through a tour, I don't know, without blowing his voice out or just get where he just. And everything.
He still has hearing problems, I would imagine, too, right?
Yeah, they got that solved with some sort of hearing aids, but I mean, he looked like he was so happy to be there. I mean, it's as sad as it was to see him not be able to sing like he used to. He made up for it in charisma because he was so happy and stuff to be there, you know. Yeah. I remember telling Linda, I just said I would not. I'm glad I saw him several times back in the day because I would not fork out any money to go see this. I mean, somebody said, here's free tickets, go. I'm sure I'd go and have a good time, but God, man, what the ticket costs nowadays for that. It's amazing.
No way.
Yeah.
Edward Wright is waiting for his Ghost CD. Well, Edward, I got my Ghost record today in the mail. So keep waiting for that CD.
I might have mine because, I'm here in the daytime, and then I go to my mom's house, and my mail still goes there.
Yeah.
You know, so like these albums were at my mom's house, you know, so it might be there because I leave my mom's house like 9 a.m, and I don't go back to like midnight. So I'm not there for fucking the
She's probably listening to your Ghost album right now. By the way, I went to New Hampshire last week and I stopped in a record store. It's funny because I went to New Hampshire like 2 years ago and I wanted to go to this record store, and the guy he like kind of randomly opens. He doesn't have like a set day, and he didn't open the whole time I was there. So this time I said, if he's open, I'm going, and I did go. And the reviews that I saw online, it looked like it was going to be a really cool store. Well, I walked into this store and I was out of there in like 5 minutes because there was like empty. This is like the worst music store I've ever been to in my life. I was like, there's nothing here. Why are you still open? But I did find one thing, and I know it's not a good album, but Deep Purple Abandoned, I found this for $6.
I think that album's great.
Is it? I don't know. It didn't get good reviews that I saw online.
Hard to find too.
That's what I thought. I said I haven't really seen that, so I'm going to get that.
I have that CD as a promo.
Yeah, mine's got a punch hole in it. So yeah.
Mine's just in a little cardboard case.
So I got that, and I grabbed some cassettes. I got the Rat debut cassette.
I love that debut.
Yeah, I do too. And speaking of Sabotage, Streets, I got on cassette.
I love that. That album is awesome.
It really is. It's good. Some really sad songs on there too.
Have you heard the version with the narration in it?
Yes. Yeah. Yep. I got that.
It's on YouTube.
Wow. And I just noticed this. I paid $7 for this, right? And it's got a sticker on the front here that says 50 cents. So I got fucked.
You did. What is it?
Faith No More. The real thing. One of my favorite albums.
50 cents.
It was.
Yeah, it's got two good songs on it, so it's worth 50.
Watch your mouth. This whole thing is good.
Yeah. Hey, 50 cents is way too much for that shit.
No, I paid $7, but they had 50 cents on the front. I got fucked.
Hey, Faith No More these nuts.
When you found that cassette, did you say, "What is this?"
No, I didn't. But I did. I said, "It's it."
It's it. What is it?
But
John Doe asks, "Do you guys like the first Love Hate album?"
Yeah,
I do.
I love it.
Never
Black
heard it.
Out in the Red Room. That's the first one, right?
Yeah, kick ass record. Yeah,
Great kick-ass record. Yep, underrated.
mm-hmm.
I think that album should have done way better because it was
Yeah.
really
A
good.
lot of people really like this. I was disappointed with the second album, Wasted in America. It's okay, but then the third album comes out, Let's Rumble, and that one kicks ass, just like the first album.
I gotta listen to that. I haven't heard it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Have we heard if Kiss is going to release a 50-year anniversary of Just to Kill on their website? No, I don't think they are.
It would already happen, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, I think with the Pop House buyout, they're kind of limited on what they can do now.
Have you
just get a bunch of merch. You'll get tons of t-shirts. And I mean, have you seen all the t-shirt designs? I mean, for each album they're doing, I mean, like the Animalized one had they look like about 25, 30 different pieces of Animalized clothing, because it's probably all that print on demand stuff as well. So,
I think they do good shirts.
You know what I listened to today that I never heard, because I when I went to go get it, it was still sealed. The Kiss show with Mark St. John off the soundboard.
Okay, yeah.
Dude, I thought that was a really good show.
It sounds pretty good, yeah.
Sounds good. I think it's a good performance. Mark shreds. It's hard to believe his hand was all fucked up during that show because he was kicking ass. I think it's
I held off on getting that one for a while. Actually, right at the end of the year, Universal Music website had a half price sale, and they had tons of stuff, and I ended up getting it for like half price.
nice.
That was a good deal. Yeah.
Always got to wait for those sales. Have you heard the Frankenstein remix of Hotter Than Hell?
No, but I love that dude's work.
He does some really good stuff, and Hotter Than Hell sounds really good.
What he did with the Elder.
Yeah, yep, I listened to that too.
Fucking unbelievable. All the little things he added and shit.
Yeah.
I need to download this shit.
You better download it, because at some point I think it's going to get taken down.
Yeah, I got to put that on my iPod.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them are on YouTube.
Yeah, you haven't heard any of the Frankenstein yet, Tony? Dude, this dude did. What else did he do? There was another one he did.
He did a bunch of them. He did not Dressed to Kill. I'd have to find them. He did like 4 of them.
Dude, he revamps these Kiss albums, and he makes them like. Dude, I thought the Elder was way better. The little nooks and crannies.
He added so many things to it.
He'll put songs that are on other Kiss albums in there, like riffs and shit. It's fucking genius. That guy's the shit, man.
Cool. So that's why they call him Frankenstein. He's a all parts assembly here, I guess.
Yeah, and he makes it work.
Oh, he did do Dress to Kill. He did The Elder, and he did the one I just mentioned. What else? He did another one too. He did Hotter Than Hell. There was another one. It's coming. I don't know.
Hot in the Shade.
No.
I can even make that one better.
He's gonna make Ralph's favorite better. Crazy Nights.
Yeah. Oh, he did a live show. So Maryland, 1977. So
right now, well, I highly recommend them. Hey, what's going on in the chat?
Definitely go check that out.
Power Tonight is the best Sabotage album, says Joe Waite. That's a good. And Deadeye says Hall of the Mountain King. Yeah.
Hey, we're question.
Be all right. RB All Right wants to know what we got. What do you guys think of the new Alice Cooper song?
I freaking love it. And it's the first Alice Cooper song I actually liked. And maybe, when was Dirty Diamonds released? What year was that?
Early 2000s.
It's been probably 15 years, probably. Yeah. Those Dirty Diamonds and the Eyes of Alice Cooper were the last two records that he did that I really liked. I have purchased some since then, and there's songs here and there, man. But I love the return to garage rock that he did on those two. And I'm really hoping that this new record is going to have some of that style of stuff on it. You know, songs like Yeah, Yeah, and You Drive Me Nervous and Caught in a Dream, stuff like that. I love all that early stuff, especially from Killer and Love It to Death. But the new song reminds me of something like Black Juju or something. It falls into that category, Second Coming or something. Yeah, it's really dark. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. I'm glad it's happening. I'm glad it's happening, but it should have happened 10 years ago.
The thing is, the Alice Cooper band did horrible shit before those bonus tracks. I don't know what Alice Cooper album that had the original.
Welcome to My
Nightmare 2.
That was horrible.
Yeah, they weren't good. I was highly disappointed in all that. I was
thinking, is Alice doing this on purpose so people start bugging him? But this new one, holy shit!
The new one's good.
Oh man, and it sounds like an Alice Cooper band song.
Yeah,
it's got that vibe perfectly, So hey, man, let's hope the rest is like that, because Bob Ezrin, man,
I hope so.
But home runs with Deep Purple and striking out with Alice Cooper. I don't like these Bob Ezrin albums with Alice Cooper, but I love what he's doing with Deep Purple. But here, man, let's hope, man, Bob Ezrin can recapture that magic.
Fingers crossed. Were you guys as surprised about it as I was? Because I hadn't heard anything about them working together.
He said that years ago that he did something with them, and he even did that live show with them too, not too long ago, and released it on.
Yeah, I didn't know that they were actually going to record something like a whole album.
Yeah.
I found out during the podcast. Ian said it. I was like, what? Are you kidding? A whole album? I'm like, oh shit, I'm hoping for the best here. That got me excited. So by hearing this song, it got me like even way more excited, going, all right, the first hump has been hurdled, man. Because that song is awesome. Like I want to bite you and shit like that. It's total Alice. Absolutely love that shit.
Hey, I saw Talk Shop Live has it autographed version you can get. It's about $70, but it's a double album, so that's kind of cool if you can get completely autographed.
Only the record's signed. But then if you buy the box set of the CD, it comes with a 7-inch vinyl and there's 2 extra songs in there, and you can only get it on the CD version. So I pre-ordered that already. So.
Wait. Back up. So this new Alice Cooper album brings a single. But those 2 extra songs are going to be on the CD?
They're only going to be, you have to buy the box set. There's a box set, comes with a CD and a 7-inch and a t-shirt and some other shit. And that's the only way you can get the 7-inch, and those other singles is on that CD box set. It makes no sense. Why would you have buy a CD box set and it gives you a record? It's stupid. But I don't know. I guess maybe that's just what they
sounds like a bunch of old men put this together.
what are these kids listening to today? CDs, records? I'll just put them both in there.
Well, I'm waiting for the 8-track box set. So that,
I got a Michael Sweet solo album that brought a single inside. That's what they should do. Put the single in the vinyl.
Yeah, it should be in the vinyl. Totally. Yeah.
But they're not doing it. So if you want those extra songs, you got to get that CD box set. Get both. Who cares? It's only money.
It's only money.
I ordered an LP from Amazon, and the wrong LP band Obsession LP titled Martial Law.
Yeah.
So they must have sent him the wrong one.
Obsession rules. Keep that shit.
Keep it. Don't
Martial Law is my favorite thing Obsession ever did. I mean, I like the other stuff too, but man, Martial Law, that EP is just great. Hatred Unto Death. Love that song.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I wrote a song called Obsession about the band Obsession, where all the lyrics have to do with their songs. I make their songs rhyme and that shit. And I got to read it to Mike Lucera at Rock and Pod many years ago.
Awesome.
Yeah. And after he was gone, I should have done it, man. But I was kind of like, I remember during the I wanted to talk to him. Hey, is it true that Yngwie kicked you out of the band for fucking his wife? Which is true.
Yeah. What'd he say?
No,
I
didn't ask him. I'm
so he banged Amber, huh? Amber Dawn.
Yeah, and he got fired from it. What?
Yeah. When I saw him on that tour.
What a prude that Yngwie is. Some guy fucked his wife and he got all sensitive about it.
Wow, a little bitch. No Phil Rudd, no way. He's the power behind the band. Yeah. AC/DC is DONE. What do you guys think is the most underrated Van Halen album with Diamond Dave? In his honest opinion, it's Women and Children First.
I'll say this, and I know it's going to sound, what are you talking about? Everybody says it's the greatest album, but it only sold 2 million opposed to all the other albums selling more. So I would say the most underrated is definitely Fair Warning.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah. And I will add that I like Women and Children First more than Fair Warning, but Women and Children First sold more. So that would make Fair Warning more underrated, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, You Wait 1 2 sold more than Fair Warning. Tell me we're not living on a fucked up planet.
And two, because I have a couple like best ofs or whatever Van Halen, and there really is never any songs from that Fair Warning album on them.
Unchained.
And that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that's the popular one off there.
Interesting.
I'm going Diver Down.
Diver Down sold more though. You know what? I'm going to change mine to Diver Down not because it sold more, because that album is unfairly bashed.
All right? It is. Totally.
Say,
it's a lot of cover songs though.
Yeah, all right. That right there. Right what Wayne said. Now I'm going to show Wayne what an idiot he is.
Well, they do good versions. Okay, go ahead. But they do good versions, but
they're not cover songs, dude. They're Van Halen songs, and they use some stuff. Dude, Dancing in the Street. That's a whole song.
New song, yeah.
That's a whole new song with the melody of Dancing in the Street.
Yeah.
Big bad.
And thank God they didn't do the Mick Jagger, David Bowie version.
Oh, that was terrible. That was tough. But yeah, I would say Diver Down would be the most underrated because also it's the most hated. Like a lot of people say that's the worst with Dave. I thought it was
great.
I thought it was better than 1984. And I
love Where Have All the Good Times Gone, their version. That's just great.
Again, listen to the Kinks version. It's different. It's a different song. You know? What else is on there? Big Bad Whip Bill sounds nothing like the original.
Yeah.
And then
you got such great songs like The Full Bug and Hang 'em High and Secrets and little guitars.
Little guitar. And Secrets is one of the most genius Van Halen songs ever. The guitar work and Dave's fucking lyrics on that song. You know, unlike Sammy Hagar. Oh, straight up to her lunchbox. Explain this lyric to me from Sammy Hagar. I want what I wanted. That's like saying, I eat what I'm eating.
I do what I do. Yeah.
I have TikTok, and on TikTok I do like you do on Facebook, Ralph. You show your albums that you're listening to or whatever. Yeah. But I do that on TikTok, and I actually make a poll and have people like hit or miss if they like the album or not. And I did do Diver Down the other day, and it has 88% hit and 13% miss. So people do actually like this album.
It's a fucking awesome album, man.
Waking Up.
Yeah.
Wow, Wayne, you're like the kid. You're on TikTok,
I am
like the youngins.
Yep. Everybody should follow me on TikTok. If you have TikTok, Rat Salad Review on TikTok. Follow me.
I don't have TikTok because you know, this is what I fear. If I get on TikTok and that dude from Dateline NBC comes in my house and throws me in jail, they caught a predator because I'm on TikTok.
What are you doing on TikTok, Ralph? I'm Chris Hansen.
What are you doing on TikTok?
He's been here a few times, but we're cool. Let's see. Where did I leave off? Which band has the best live performance from your point of view?
Well, Kiss back in the day.
Yeah.
Greatest band I ever saw in my life was Van Halen.
I knew you were going to say that.
They're the greatest. In the 90s, Pantera were the greatest. As far as live shows. I'm not saying they were the best band. I'm not even saying Van Halen was the best. But the best live bands, nobody can touch Van Halen. And in the 90s, I felt Pantera had that same energy. But maybe Pantera was like on 5 where Van Halen was on 10. And, you know, there's a lot that didn't reach that 5. So there you go. That's they're 2, you know. But if I had to pick which one out of the 2, Van Halen, greatest live band ever. Nobody can touch him. And I'm talking about 80s Van Halen. I love what I saw the reunion with Dave. I loved it. Don't get me wrong. But it's nothing like the energy of the 80s because those days are dead. David Lee Roth would go up to the front and say, "You're a bunch of rowdy motherfuckers." The place would go apeshit. David Lee Roth gets up on stage and says that now. Nobody will give a fuck because we live in a different time. Back then, saying motherfucker on stage was mind-blowing, you know? Now it's like everybody says motherfucker every other sentence. You know? Van Halen, all the way.
They were great every time I saw them.
I'm going Iron Maiden. They just, you know, they have the stage, they have Eddie, all the, you know, pyro and stuff like that. I never saw Van Halen, so I can't compare. But just
and Iron Maiden's high energy the whole time. You know, Bruce is constantly running around.
You got Janik, he's throwing the guitars up in the air,
ballerina,
dancing and parading around.
Every time I see Iron Maiden, I don't look at Janik at all.
It covers up once.
Yeah. I'm watching the piece of mind lineup. I'm like this, you know. Mind lineup. Because seriously, he's a fucking ballerina.
Next time, Ralph, you just remember to block one side of your glasses out, so you're only seeing out of one side. You know, that way you don't have to stand like this the whole time. People go, "Why's that guy doing this?"
When I saw the No Rest of the Wicked tour, they did Sweet Leaves. I don't know. They did a cool Black Sabbath song where I went like that to like block Zakk Wylde out. And I have 2 members of Black Sabbath in front of me. That was fucking awesome. You know, that's the closest I came to classic Black Sabbath to that point, you know, to the reunion.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I did that too. And when I saw Pearl Jam, I did, you know, the whole band. I was like this the whole time. The whole time.
You blocked your ears too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did we like Axl Rose and AC/DC?
I thought he was phenomenal.
I thought he did a good job.
Thought he was excellent.
Did the Bon Scott stuff really good.
Very, very good.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Went in with low expectations and walked out going, "Wow, that was amazing."
Oh, so you actually saw it.
I did. I saw it too.
Oh, you saw it too. All right. I didn't.
Yeah, and it was the best time I ever saw AC/DC because of the set list. It was the best set list ever. They brought out Riff Raff, giving the dog a bone, like real rare shit, you know? And I thought it was the best time I ever saw him. And that's how I want to remember, you know? And Angus, you know, not crazy running around everywhere, but he still did the fucking Chuck Berry thing, you know?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you think that was what, like 8 years ago now?
Yep.
Maybe. Yeah.
John Doe asked me what store was in New Hampshire. I believe it was Revolution. I just had it up here, Revolution Records or something like that. But it wasn't worth going there.
I may be crazy on this, but I have a feeling John Doe is not his real name.
It could be. You never know.
I don't know. I'm perplexed.
Never know. I don't want to doubt him. You know, I don't want to be that guy. Sabotage these days is a super deep cut for the kids compared to how important they are.
Yeah, the kids don't know, man.
Kids don't know anything.
Yeah, like Wayne, he don't know shit about.
He's on. Well, they were all, you know, when you discover a band like nowadays, you just take it all in at once. All the albums are right there. It's a click in front of you. But we heard them all as they came out, you know, as they were released.
The kids today hear a TSO song and they think it's, I mean, they hear a Sabotage song and they think it's a TSO song. That's what the kids today think.
You know how Wayne knows that? Because he's on TikTok.
That is right. Yeah. And you can follow me at Rat Salad Review on TikTok. Which album do you guys think is better? Let It Bleed or Abbey Road?
Abbey Road.
Let it bleed. Let it be.
Oh, no. Abbey Road. Let It Be is one of my least favorite Beatles albums, though it does have some cool songs, though. I'm not saying it's bad.
Yeah.
Well, they've got Let It Bleed.
Yeah, I know. I was very confused. I think he messed up there.
I like the Stones Let It Bleed more than the Beatles Let It Be.
Oh, so that's maybe what he's talking about then.
You know,
yeah, I like the Stones more than I do the Beatles. I'm not a big Beatles guy. I
hate the Stones.
I love them both, but I'm a total Beatles guy.
Yeah, I'm going Beatles. Anyone bought the new Pentagram album? No, I have not, but I will at some point.
I've never been.
Yeah, I'll get it. I'll get it eventually. I've listened to it. I've listened to it streaming. It's pretty good for what it is. You know, it's not Relentless or Day of Reckoning, but yeah.
Ralph,
cool.
You don't have any Pentagram albums?
I don't like Pentagram.
No. How come?
Have you ever listened to the Relentless album?
I don't know. I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
Yeah, that one is that might sell you. Yeah, and Richard's still trying to get Joe Hasselvander to join us. It'll happen eventually, I'm sure. But yeah, Bobby Liebing's getting a whole lot of. He's kind of a meme god now. He's all over social media with his.
He's all over TikTok.
Yeah. these kids know who this is. Hey, it's the old Doom guy.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. He's the Joey Bro of Doom metal.
Have any of you pre-ordered the new Metal Church box set Reforged?
I
knew nothing about it.
What the fuck's in that?
I have no idea.
It says 99 to 2013. So I'm guessing
albums.
I'm guessing it's everything from Masterpiece and back. All the records with Ronnie on them and the ones that had I guess I guess it's the ones with Ronnie on it basically because Mike Howe came back after 2013.
Yeah.
I probably I have all the ones with Ronnie on CD. I doubt I would get them, buy them again.
I'll check it out. I didn't like Masterpiece.
Masterpiece was highly disappointing.
Very disappointing. And then Wayne did a fucking album called Metal. Yeah. That was amazing.
Oh, they're talking about me.
The Wayne album, Metal Church?
He thought you were talking about him.
I didn't do no album called Metal Church.
Yeah, I agree, Ralph. That Metal Church album that Wayne, God, man, that album kicked ass. He had Craig Wells on guitar. Yeah, that was good.
Fucking killer. It was about a year ago. I was at I think it was the Raven show. There was a guy at the show with a Wayne shirt. That album cover. I was like, whoa, dude. You don't know. I have no idea how much I fucking love that album. You know? I got to see David Wayne. I got to see Reverend once. So at least I got to see him because Metal Church didn't come down here till Blessed and Content. So at least I got to see the great David Wayne ones.
Awesome.
Do you guys recommend the latest Flotsam and Jetsam CD? Yes, we do. Or at least I do.
Yes. Totally. It's great.
It's a really, really good album.
Their last few have been good.
I think Blood in the Water, the one before it, is the best of the new one.
Yeah, I do too. But the new one's good too. So pick it up. Stop waiting.
New one's great. New one is great.
Whoops, everything just skipped on me here. Hold on. Dress to Kill sounds awesome as it is. Yeah, I will agree with that.
I agree. And so does Hotter Than Hell.
Hotter Than Hell too. Even you can't mess with it. Although, listen to the Frankenstein mix. I'm telling you, it's good. It sounds really good.
Great. Yeah, it's great hearing it, but no.
He fixes the drum sound on the Frankenstein mix, and it does sound better. Hey guys, who do you think is the most underrated vocalist in metal? His vote would be either Blackie Lawless or Udo. Total unique voices.
Both amazing singers, but me, hands down, is Eric Adams. Yeah. I think Eric Adams is the greatest metal singer ever.
And he's very, very underrated because you never hear anybody talk about him at all.
Extremely underrated. That guy's my favorite metal singer.
That's a good pick. Yeah. I was going to say the guy from Loudness. He had a very unique voice.
Muro Niharo.
Yeah.
I loved John Oliva.
John Oliva's very highly underrated. Yeah.
Very underrated.
Very unique vocalist as well. But Eric Adams, I agree with you. Eric Adams, he does not get enough recognition. And I hate everybody, picks on Manowar and stuff, but he's just got such a great voice.
Yeah, he sounds great. What few clips I've seen of their recent tours, he still sounds amazing.
Still can do
and he's like 70 years old,
You know what's funny is that like 5-6 years ago, he didn't sound too good. And now he does. I saw some of the clips of the US show they played. He sounds fucking just like he did in the past. But there were a couple years there he was struggling a bit. Or maybe it was an off-night show or something. But it wasn't wow, mind-blowing. Where it's mind-blowing again.
I think we answered this already. We're looking forward to the new Alice Cooper. Yes, we answered that. Ralph, did you see the Tape Archives Volume 4 documentary?
Yes. Oh my God, I saw it yesterday in its entirety. It came out yesterday. It's long and awesome.
Watch it.
Not only talk about Volume 4, it talks about, it's like a good half hour or so of what led up to Volume. Like, the early days and the Master Reality Tour. And, then it got into the cocaine, all the infamous shit you heard about. And I knew Bill, I know about Black Sabbath because I'm a total Black Sabbath nerd, but the one thing I did discover on that though it's not really clarified on it, but I knew that Bill Ward couldn't nail cornucopia. He couldn't do it. So he left and he was scared they were going to fire him. But now they're saying it was Snowblind, not cornucopia. So it's kind of like, you don't know now, because these people do their fucking research. I love they did a Master Reality one. They did what else? They did a bunch, and they're pros at what they do. It reminds me.
Watch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a music related question, but this is for all of us. What are your top 3 favorite Robin Williams movies or performances?
I'm not a big Robin Williams guy.
I actually had to look up some of the movies that he did because I've seen a few of them. I like Robin Williams.
I've seen a couple, but
here he is.
we don't hear it, Tony.
You can barely hear it.
You know. You remember the day that I walked over here and I had Art the Clown?
Yeah.
I watched the video back. It made no noise. And even Tony goes, does it make noise? Dude, yeah. The horn constantly goes around, but the webcam didn't pick it up like it's not picking up
You got to change your Zoom settings. It's too it takes out so much background noise. It shouldn't do that.
This would be my number one. Mork for Mork for sure. And I thought Mrs. Doubtfire was great, and then he played that weirdo in 1 Hour
Photo. Yes,
that's creepy. I've always thought, man, when that movie came out, I was like, man, you got to think how many people like if you saw that movie and went, God, I had so and so in my pictures and stuff, and somebody there was probably like, tripping on my photos or whatever, maybe like even like doing other things. Somebody's being a creeper, you know.
Yeah,
that sounds like a cool movie.
But you know, it was one of those things when Robin Williams didn't have a beard, he was funny. When he grew a beard, if he had a beard in the movie, it was going to be serious.
He didn't have a beard in that movie.
No, well, not when he didn't, but in many of them, he was real serious. He was just creepy in that movie.
He was creepy. You would like that one, Ralph. It's a good one.
I gotta see it. I gotta see it now.
You definitely have to see
it. I think I saw Good Morning Vietnam, but I don't remember it.
That was years ago.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Outfire, but I don't remember it. Not a lot of. He's not somebody that I don't hate Robin Williams. You know?
Insomnia. That's another good one. Insomnia.
And the last words Bon Scott ever said on record was Shazbon.
No. Yeah. That's right. It sure is. Next question is a pretty good one. Gentlemen of culture. Which was Yngwie Malmsteen's greatest album?
All right. Overall, though it's not an Yngwie album, Alcatraz is my favorite. But if we're going to talk about Yngwie solo, Marching Out.
You know, I would go with Marching Out for years. And it teeter-totters between that and Trilogy now. I fucking love Trilogy. I busted that one out recently. I was like, God, man, this album's so good. But I love Marching Out too. But yeah, right now it's probably Trilogy. But it teeter-totters between those two for sure for me.
How about you?
I'm going Trilogy too. I also love Fire and Ice. Odyssey's cool. All those like 80s ones and some of the 90s ones are good. It's when he gets in like to the early 2000s, that's when they start getting like kind of shitty and the same, you know. But those early 80s,
the ones Ripper sang on.
Yeah, I don't even like that one.
Joe Wake asked, "Where's Count Ralphus?" Count went to an IMAX theater tonight to see a screening of Pink Floyd's Live at Pompeii.
Instead of being here with us, that's fucked up.
By the way, I may go see it because I'm going to look into that. I just got a donation of somebody asking me to review this, and I went through my boxes to find it, but I believe they're showing it down here, so I'm going to go watch it, and I'm going to give this dude a review of, and he also asked me to review the final cut, which I have become a big fan of lately. I don't know why I so love that album, where I never liked it before, and now I'm kind of fanatical about Last Cut. So he wants me to review both, and Bjorn Rune Nelson wants me to do a track by track of Obscured by Clouds versus Dark Side of the Moon. So we're gonna have some Pink Floyd stuff coming up, and there's Art the Clown.
You know, I've never heard Obscured by Clouds.
I never have either, but I heard it today, and it's pretty good.
Adam Hart, Mother, a lot of those Pink Floyd records I never heard.
I don't like Adam Hart. It's too, I don't know. But Obscured by Clouds has some good hard rock and instrumentals on it. I was very surprised. But you know, it was going against Dark Side of the Moon, which something I'm very used to.
Yeah.
I tried Pink Floyd. I just cannot get into it. Don't like it. Triple Threat Challenge. What?
I was gonna say it's funny because Pink Floyd, I wouldn't even say Pink Floyd is in my top 25 or 30 bands. But my favorite album of all time is Pink Floyd's The Wall. Of all time.
All time.
Better than anything, Black Sabbath, Beatles, whatever. Merciful Fate.
Wow.
Wall is the greatest album of all time for me, you know, and they're not even in my top 25 bands. I like Armored Saint more than Pink Floyd.
Well, you should. It's, not the
Triple Threat.
Triple Threat Challenge. Which one is best? Merciful Fate, Evil versus Black Sabbath, Wheels of Confusion versus Metallica, Fight Fire with Fire.
Evil.
Yep, Evil.
Evil.
Yep.
That's the greatest Merciful Fate song in my opinion.
Good song. I did a cover of that too with some guy I don't even talk to anymore. Came out good. You guys have favorite biopic of an artist or band? Like for me, it's Walk the Line and Oliver Stone, The Doors.
Rockstar. No, I was kidding. The story of Ripper Owens.
I know a lot of people didn't like
Spinal Tap.
A lot of people didn't like it, but I really like the Queen movie.
I was going to say the Queen movie. Yeah, Queen movie's good.
That would be my pick.
Kiss Meets the Phantom. You know, for documentaries in recent years, that Triumph documentary was really good. I went back and watched it the other day. Yeah.
I did like the Pentagram documentary. That was like Netflix or something.
I like that. You know what?
It was good.
That Bobby guy, I don't know if it was true or not, that he beat up his mom.
He beat up his mom, yes. That is true.
His elderly mom.
Yep.
Over drugs. Yep.
Over
sad.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. But he has some good music. What else? The Rocky Erickson documentary, that was really good.
Who's that?
Rocky. I told you to check him out. Yeah, I think you would like him.
13th Floor Elevators.
Yeah. Ghost did the song. If you have Ghost, they did a cover of his song.
Oh, okay. He wrote that.
He wrote that song, but he had schizophrenia, and you can hear it in his lyrics and stuff that when he writes the songs, and you can hear that he's got something going on with him because his songs are just like out there. But that if you watch that documentary, you'll see his mother tried to help him, but he was making him worse, and it's a very good documentary. Unfortunately, he passed away just a couple of years ago. But look for that; it's really good.
One that made me shake my head.
Yeah,
Some Kind of Monster.
Oh my!
Because
God.
I was just like, what happened to this band?
They should have never done that. They should have never did that. And Ozzy should have never been on MTV, on that MTV show that he did. Because I never wanted to know the background stories of these people. I just want to know Ozzy was this dark, evil guy. And I didn't want to know Metallica actually had problems and needed, physical, a therapist to straighten it out. It ruined a lot of things.
You know what's my favorite line in the movie?
What?
When Lars goes, Metallica is the past. Echo Brain is the future. Echo Brain. Boy, that sucked.
It did. It really did.
God, Echo Brain was fucking. He left Metallica for this crap. I like what he did with Sepultura. What was that called?
Caters he did, and there was another one. I think he did 2 albums.
Good shit before that. I didn't like the second
Metallica.
The second Voivod album, Newstead, was pretty good, but the first one I didn't like.
I like the first one.
I didn't like it.
But I did buy the Echo Brain album, one of them anyway. Yeah, and it was bad.
Yeah, horrible.
But his solo album was pretty good. I enjoyed the solo album that he did.
What I heard was okay. I never bought it.
It's cool. Hotter Than Hell versus Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap album battle. We're going Hotter Than Hell.
Hotter Than Hell gets my vote.
Yeah. Dirty Deeds is good, but Hotter Than Hell is better. I like that whole album. Name an album that has better artwork than music. Oh, geez.
Good Lord, there's probably tons of them.
That's a question you really got to think about that one. I don't know. I have to really think about that one. What record store?
5150.
Yeah. Maybe Ralph has one. What is what was I saying? Name an album that has better artwork than music. You have one off the top of your head?
What has better artwork than music?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
The artwork is cool and the music is terrible.
Simple. Though I don't remember the name of the album, but when I was a little kid, I bought a fucking Grateful Dead album because the album
yes. Okay. Yep.
had a skeleton playing
Yeah.
violin, and the name of the band was Grateful Dead, and I never heard their music. I didn't know who they were. I was a little kid. I was like, oh my God, Grateful Dead. And look at this image. I need to buy this. That fucking album sucked. I didn't even give it away to anybody. I didn't want nobody to have it. I threw that shit away, man. That really pissed me off.
That would piss me off too. What record store stuff did you buy? I missed last week's show, so you have may have already said it. I didn't buy anything. Fuck record store day.
Ralph showed his record while he got the Judas Priest live.
Priest. Did you get anything, Tom?
I got the Judas Priest, and I got Thin Lizzy alternate Jailbreak.
Oh, okay.
So it's like probably my 15th copy of Jailbreak that I own.
Ralph, pick out a random vinyl and tell us about the album.
Don, I like that question. What, over here or over here?
Over here.
Here?
Yeah.
Right there. Right there.
Right there. It's perfect.
Hold on.
Come on now.
It seems to be. Wait, let's go back here because those are big box sets. I might drop it. All right, here we go. Oh, we did a show about this not too long.
Yeah,
we did. Yeah.
Bent out of shape.
Let's pick another one because I just talked about that. Let's pick one where all three of us, right here, all three of us can discuss it. Right?
Okay. Right there. That's a good one.
Oh, I don't know if Wayne knows this.
I probably won't know it.
Tony definitely knows this classic.
Oh, I know it, but I never listened to it. Yes.
Yep.
Annihilation
Cities.
Fucking awesome. AJ Piero from Twist Sisters on here.
Yeah.
Man, my favorite song on here is Shades of Black, but the whole album is ripping. Cities, Annihilation.
Yeah, just a good hard driving metal record, man. Sal, the bassist on there, he's in a Maiden tribute from New York area called Live After Death. He plays Steve Harris in that, of course, but he played with Anvil for a little while. Right after their fame, when they from the movie, the documentary and stuff. Speaking of documentaries, that was a good one. After that, they dropped that bass player. He quit or whatever, and they brought Sal in for a little while. He was from the band Cities.
You know, I saw Sal before he joined Anvil. He was in a Van Halen tribute band. I think they were called Completely Unchained. I could be wrong, but I'll tell you, man. I mean, the guy was super nice. The David Lee Roth guy, super nice. Yeah, he was very well shaped too, like David Lee Roth, you know. But the one thing he had, and I was like, damn, he had a fucking tramp stamp. I was like, damn. I'm sure maybe there's many dudes now with tramp stamp, but this was a long time ago. He must have been the first dude with a tramp stamp. But he was awesome. He did the kicks and, you know, the shit like that. But yeah, the bass player was Sal and I remember he joined Anvil soon after I saw them.
It's funny. Razor's Edge versus Crazy Nights. Crazy Nights.
Crazy Nights for me.
I go with Razor's Edge because at least it has Fire Your Guns. I like that song.
You like that song? Okay.
Fire Your Guns is a good tune. That's the only song I like. I can't think of one song I like on Crazy.
Wow.
All right. Oh, this is a lot from earlier. The guy that was talking about the Obsession record, he's going to keep it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, whatever the hell you order is not as good as martial law.
What he originally wanted and got martial law $10 cheaper, so he got that.
Cool.
Album battle: Led Zeppelin 4 versus Who's the Who's Next. I never heard the Who's Next.
Who's Next is the greatest Who album, I think. I got to go with Zeppelin 4 because it contains the greatest song ever, Stairway to Heaven.
Stairway to Heaven. Yep.
That's the greatest song ever written. Period. So I got
Zeppelin.
Doesn't get better than that. Another album battle. Geez, Mean Metal Mike. Dark Side of the Moon versus Diary of a Madman.
Diary of a Madman.
Diary of a
Diary.
Madman. Feelings on Fake Terror.
Fake Terror?
Fake Terror. I have no idea what that means.
I don't know that.
Pantera. I think he means
Fake
Pantera. Pantera without the Abbots.
Oh, okay. The new.
I've got a little philosophy about it. I don't really care to go see it. I've saw Pantera many times. I'm happy I got to see them. Plus the ticket costs now are so expensive. I mean, I don't think I ever paid over $30 maybe to see Pantera, if it was even that much. But I see it from a point of some youngsters who never got a chance to see Pantera. They're getting to see some version of it, because I remember when Thin Lizzy started touring again with John Sykes fronting the band, and there were just people, the diehards. Oh, that's not Thin Lizzy. You can't have Thin Lizzy without Phil Lynott. But I was happy to see some version of the band with some members that had been in the band. I was perfectly happy with that. But yeah, I don't care. I mean, I don't care about going to see it, at all. But if you want to go see them. Have a good time.
I saw it. My brother got free tickets, and all I can say is it wasn't Pantera, man. It was Zakk Wylde. As great as Zakk Wylde is, he didn't have that Dimebag precision. He didn't have that razor sharp playing that Dimebag can do. And Charlie, I mean, Charlie may be even better than Vinny, but Charlie didn't have the precision either. There was something that was so locked between Vinny and Dime that can't be replicated. It just can't be. And I'll tell you, after I left that show, I came home and I went on YouTube looking for other people doing, because I'm thinking, could it be possible nobody can play like Dime? So I went on YouTube and I looked at all these people doing guitars, a lot of good ones, some even better than Zakk, but they didn't have that precision except one. I saw one that doing Domination, and it was a chick, man. That was the best time guitar playing I saw on YouTube. It was a girl doing Domination. I
was getting ready to ask, was it a chick from Japan? Because I was like, you see some of those kids, like a 9-year-old girl from Japan, and she can nail the Dimebag solo.
I've seen those little girls do that, yeah.
But something else too, Ralph. You brought it up earlier. Pantera was one of the best live bands of the 90s, and you're not getting that with what you see now. Phil Anselmo just stands there and sings. His back's all fucked up. I mean, we saw him where Phil was just leaping up, 6 feet in the air, and it was just crazy. Just such an over the top show. I mean, those guys just wearing their bodies out.
Yeah, it wasn't the same. Now, it wasn't a bad show. I'll tell you that. It was fine for what it was, but what it wasn't Pantera. It's just not. It's just not Pantera. But like Tony said, kids today, hey, I'm happy I got to see John Sykes with Scott Gorham.
Me too.
And Aldridge and Marco and doing Thin Lizzy. So I'm very happy I got to see that. But we didn't see Thin Lizzy.
Nah. Mm-mm.
But we saw a great tribute show with the late great John Sykes and Tommy Aldridge, man. Beast of a drummer. One of the greatest. Right on.
Which do you think is Ozzy Osbourne's most heartfelt song besides Mama, I'm Coming Home?
That song ain't heartfelt.
Are any of them? He doesn't write any of them.
Yeah, I was going to say he didn't write anything. So
See You on the Other Side is a very heartfelt song, I think.
Sucks.
I like it, but it's very heartfelt.
Tonight.
I was going to say Tonight, or even Diary of a Madman. I mean, look, he's singing about himself, Yeah, but Tonight's such a great ballad. That's a great power ballad.
Album battle: Judas Priest, Unleashed in the East versus Motorhead, No Sleep Till Hammersmith.
Oh, I gotta go with Unleashed, but dude, I forgot what album I did the other day. It was No Sleep Till Hammersmith versus Speak of the Devil, and I love Speak of the Devil, but Motorhead wiped the floor with that album because No Sleep Till Hammersmith is a motherfucker of an album, but Priest, dude. I gotta go with Priest.
I'm with you, Priest.
I can't pick. I never heard the Motorhead one, so I can't really.
That's the greatest Motorhead release to me.
Yeah. I'll take your word for it.
Motorhead album too.
Thoughts on the Traveling Wilburys? I like them. I like them a lot. I don't think they really got. They only had 2 albums, right?
3.
2.
I thought they did a 3rd one.
No, they named. I think they named the 2nd album the 3rd album. Like they did one and then skipped. Yeah, they did like some weird thing.
Oh, they fooled me.
They fooled you. Yeah, I like them. I mean, they look at all the people that are in there. You know, you got George Harrison and Tom Petty and the guy with the glasses.
Roy Orbison.
Roy Orbison, yes. And the guy from ELO. I mean, they're fucking awesome.
And Bob Dylan.
Forgot about Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan ruins it for me.
Yeah. I'm not a fan.
Yeah. Never been a fan of that myself.
I
used to call them the Traveling Wheelbarrows. I couldn't ever remember their name.
I'm a huge fan of ELO. Huge.
Yeah. I like
really, I was a little kid. That was the first band I kind of into. I love Tom Petty. I think Hard Promises, want to talk about an underrated album.
I like old Tom Petty, the early Tom Petty.
Yeah, that's early Tom Petty. Hard Promises.
Yeah, I love this. Yeah.
Something Big. That's the greatest Tom Petty song. Something Big is beyond awesome. And I love Dan the Torpedoes, you know, and I even like that popular one later on, Free Fallin'. I'm not a Tom Petty hater. And I'm not a George Harrison hater, but he is the overrated Beatle. I brought this up on a
all the time. Yes.
I brought it up on a video the other day, and people were just pissed at me. But really, George Harrison's a bore, man. I mean, what the fuck? I'm sorry. Him with that sitar shit.
Yeah, he got carried away with that.
But I think Something is the greatest George Harrison song. I like Here Comes the Sun, and I love the very first song he did with the Beatles, Don't Bother Me. That was his first attempt at songwriting. I thought it was great. And of course, Taxman. I love Piggies. And
is it true that he wanted to call the song originally While My Sitar Gently Weeps? And they said no.
And man, do I despise that song. That's the one that got a lot of people were like, you're an idiot.
You don't like that song?
I hate that song.
Really?
With a passion, actually.
Somebody did an instrumental version of that years ago. I can't remember who it was that did a really good job of it.
Prince?
No, it was some like guitar guy, one of those guys, you know, like those shrapnel guitar guys. I can't remember who it was now.
I don't get the Prince shit either. You know that whole
fuck Prince.
Prince did that While My Guitar Gently Weeps solo at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that everybody keeps posting. Look how amazing it is. Oh my God, Prince. I watch it and the guy plays fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with his playing. But holy fuck, have you ever seen Gary Moore play with the same emotion but 100 million times better? Fuck you. Fucking Frank Marino. Oh, you fucks. Whatever. Hey, continue loving Prince all you want. I think he's overrated.
My buddy just chimed in and said it was Vinnie Moore that did. Yeah.
Okay.
Vinnie Moore is awesome.
Yes, he is.
I saw him with UFO.
Judas Priest Screaming for Vengeance versus Let There Be Rock AC/DC. I'm going Screaming for Vengeance.
I'm going Let There Be Rock.
I'm going Priest.
This is the questions. I loathe Sammy. It's sickening that Sammy seems like he is everywhere on YouTube. Yes, he is. Does Ralph drink Sammy's tequila?
Yeah, Sammy Hagar's all over my YouTube channel too.
Have you drank his tequila? Or either
I've tried it.
Yeah. Yes, I have.
And
it was really good.
Yeah.
It was the only.
It's probably some of the best tequila I've ever drank, and I really don't like tequila.
I was about to say that was the only tequila I ever drank that didn't make me sick. I got a great buzz off it. So that's the thing about Sammy Hagar. You know, I can complain all I want, but the guy is filthy rich, millions and millions of dollars. But get this, he got millions and millions of dollars from tequila, not his shitty music. Thank you.
Damn chat moved on me here. Hold on. Here we go.
By the way, some people are leaving comments that, because now it's not making noise. But, you know, oh, rickety Kelly, Ricky, fuck you. What? A rickety thing like pissing you off, my little couch.
There it goes. I heard it.
Yeah, people get pissed. They're like, hey, rickety.
I can't hear it.
It doesn't get annoying after a while.
Well,
rickety.
Yeah, it'll catch it on my videos though.
My chair's pretty quiet.
I still love you all. I'm just like, you know, I'm old and cranky.
Yeah, that's not the chair squeaking. That's just Ralph.
Yeah, I'm the one that's squeaking. It's my bones. I'm so old. It's my own. It's not the couch. It's me.
Oh man!
Look, listen. That's my elbow.
Which past Yngwie vocalist would you like to see him work with again?
Jeff Scott Soto.
Yes.
Yes, all the way. But you know, it's just not going to happen. Jeff said he had him thrown out of a show that he went to.
You know, my drummer Brian Wilson was at that show because he was playing with Yngwie at the time. Yeah, he told me the whole story about it, and he told me how Jeff Scott Soto was really nice to him. You know,
he's a super cool guy, man. Very nice.
Yeah, I met him. He's really nice.
Thoughts on Mayhem? I don't know.
Well, I own Death Crush. And the first full length, what was it called again? With the blue church. I love those two records.
I don't know jack about
them.
Yeah,
except that you know.
I have it. I do have Death Crush, that EP. It's fucking awesome. And I'm not a big black metal guy, but I love Mayhem. I love Emperor, and my favorite is Immortal. Those three black metal bands are the shit. Oh, I also like Dark Throne. There you
go. Yeah, my man. This guy's got a couple of questions in here. What do you all think of Rammstein?
You know, I don't hate Rammstein. I don't hate them, but I'm not a fan. But I did like that one song called Rammstein, where they're going, Rammstein. I don't know. It's pretty heavy and cool. So I like the song.
I can't, it's nothing I want to listen to, that's for sure. But if I was somewhere like at a festival and they were playing, I'd definitely watch them because it's a really cool show.
They put on an interesting show. But music-wise, it's like, yeah. Gets boring after a while. It's all right, great, you did fire. Whoop-de-doo. What do you all think about 80s Judas Priest and Iron Maiden? I think those Iron Maiden in the 80s was out of this world, and Priest released their best albums.
Yeah, for sure.
I think
their glory years.
Yeah.
My favorite Priest is 70s, but I think they both sucked after 1984. I mean, in the 80s. Then they got better later on.
Yeah, I agree. I know Ralph doesn't like the song Hellraiser, but I'm curious, do you guys prefer Ozzy's version or Motorhead's version? I'm going to go Ozzy.
I like the Ozzy version. Have you heard the mix with the two? They took the two, and they released it as a single, you know.
Yeah, I like it.
It sucked as much as the other two.
Which is better, Black Sabbath Reunion or Heaven and Hell live at Radio City Music Hall?
Oh,
that's tough. I'm going to go Radio City because I was there.
I haven't listened to them, either one of them, in a long time, so I don't know.
I'm going to go with Reunion, but they're both really good.
I don't know. Follow up to my question about the Wilburys, rank them all from least to favorite. They didn't like them as much, so I don't know.
Jeff Flynn's my favorite Wilbury.
Who?
You know what? I love Roy Orbison.
Roy Orbison's awesome.
I have his greatest hits. What a voice that man had. You know what I did once? I went and saw Roy Orbison live. Hologram.
Oh, really? Okay. I didn't know they had one.
Yeah, they had a Roy Orbison hologram. I went. It was cool and all, but it was weird too. You know, it's like the time I went to go see the Dio hologram. It was whatever tape they used of Dio for that Dio hologram was the greatest Dio performance ever. I mean, that live voice that they were pumping in. But the one thing about the Dio hologram I didn't like was some of the moves Dio was doing. I was like, Dio, don't do that. Doing these weird.
Did you like a Michael Jackson spin or something?
He did the
grab
moonwalk.
his crotch.
A moonwalk. It was not cool. And but I still enjoyed it. You know, it was cool to see Ripper Owens, Doogie. They all took turns singing too, and sometimes they would sing with Ronnie. It was a cool show, badly attended. But I enjoyed it, but I didn't see Ronnie James Dio. Okay.
Is Power Slave overrated?
No.
You guys watching the new season of Dark Side of the Ring? I have been watching it. Yes.
I don't even know what that is.
It's about wrestlers, you know, backstories of it's mostly about like the dark side of wrestling.
You see that I have to see.
You got to watch it.
I love wrestling stories.
Yeah.
Especially the old school, the shit I liked. I mean, I'm going back the Missing Link, Harley Race, Gordon Soley. Talk about, because when I was a little kid, wrestling was popular in Florida. It was Florida wrestling. I'm sure they traveled everywhere, but you know, Dusty Rhodes and Missing Link was my favorite. But then the glory days of Roddy Piper and Honky Tonk Man and Rick Rude. The $1 Million Man was a goof. That guy was a bastard, man. He'd get a little kid up there and go, I'll pay you all this money if you can dribble this basketball.
Yeah. That's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
And the guy went to go.
I knew you couldn't do it.
Everybody's got a price. Did you see the episode where Roddy Piper gave the Haiti kid a mohawk?
Yeah.
That was because the Haiti kid liked Mr. T, and that pissed Roddy off.
But you got to watch that show. You would enjoy it. There's some good stuff on there.
What is it on?
It's on Vice TV. When is it on? I don't know. Yeah, you just got to find it. You shouldn't have to. I don't. It's on my TV.
Yeah, it's some good ones. I watched that one not long ago on Luna.
Yeah, yep. That was okay.
She hung out with Nasty Ronnie, Nasty Savage.
But yeah, good show. Paraslave, blah, blah, Painkiller, Awakening. My father's best friend played Mike the Exterminator in the first Terrifier. Oh, really?
Cool.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Insomniac and 1 Hour Photo were good films as serious roles. Yes, they were. The Fisher King is great. Rest in peace, Robin Williams. Man, we're really behind on these. Riot's Thunder Steel era vocalist is underrated too. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, very
Tony Moore.
Do you guys think Captain Beyond is underrated?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a Captain Beyond, I think like a demo CD or something coming out, or it's out already.
I'll look into it. I own both their albums. They only had 2 albums, right?
Yeah, 3.
Okay, I only have the first 2.
Yeah. Dancing Madly Backwards. That's great.
You know,
and that's the original singer for Deep Purple.
Yep. And you know, it's another great hard rock 70s obscure band, Blood Rock.
I saw Captain Beyond, I don't know, several years back, but it was just a drummer. He carries the name and goes out and tours, you know. It was cool.
Yeah, they got some good stuff. I need that album on the front cover. It looks like a house or something on the front. I saw it a couple days ago.
That's the second album, I believe.
No, the second album's got like a swirl with a guy running.
Yeah.
And then the third album is the one that looks like a brick house.
Yeah, that's the third
one. The one I got. I got the third one. I had the first one and the third one.
So you're missing on the other one. I saw the one with the house on it this when I was away, but it was too much money. I wasn't going to spend.
I like it. I do have it.
Yeah. I'll find it eventually.
Captain Beyond.
Yep, I got that one. Any
I've
favorite
got the vinyl with the was it like a 3D graphic on the front? You know.
Oh, really? That's
lenticular cover on the vinyl. Yeah. Was
that a reissue?
No, the original vinyl came It had this silver cover, and then in the center it had a lenticular cutout of that cover, which it changes.
That's cool. I wouldn't think they would have stuff like that back then.
There it is.
There you go. There you go.
Yep.
That's the third one, huh?
That's the third one.
It's either the second or third. I know there's one with the guy running on the front. I don't have the other two. I only have the first one.
I thought this was the second, but
I'm pretty sure that's the third one. Yeah. Any favorite sports teams? Nope, I hate sports. What about you guys?
I did have one when I was a kid. And I will say, even to this day, because I stopped following them in the 70s, but to this day, they are still the greatest football team ever. And that is the Miami Dolphins. Because in 1973, the Miami Dolphins had a perfect season. Not one loss, and they won the Super Bowl. No team has ever done that. Therefore, the Miami Dolphins are the greatest football team ever. And fuck your favorite football team, in case they're the Miami Dolphins.
I like the Bad News Bears.
Yeah. Yeah, especially Tanner, because I love racism.
Yeah. Oh, man. Someone asked, did we like King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard?
That's Ian shit. Ian Wadley likes that band.
I know who they are.
Yeah.
I don't really know them that well.
Yeah. It's strange.
Best Graham Bonnet album? I can't think of it.
Best solo album?
I guess anything that he's been on.
Well, Alcatraz, but Blackthorn is amazing.
Yeah. Assault Attack by Michael Schenker is probably my favorite record he's ever done. If they're saying his solo records, though, I mean, God, the first one he did, Lineup, God, it's got Mickey Moody, John Lord, Cozy Powell, just an all-star lineup on such a good record.
Very cool. Let's see. Where did I leave off at? Lakers. Where does Ralph hide his entire Sammy Hagar collection that we all know that he has?
In your sister's cunt.
Wow.
I'm glad I wasn't drinking it that
time. Anyone like Roger Water Radio, KOAS?
I never cared for that.
Nope.
Yeah.
Did you guys get the Judas Priest Record Store Day live 1982? Yes, Ralph showed that before, and Tony has it as well.
Yeah, we all got it.
Yeah, you should have joined us at 8 o'clock. You did that one. Nick Mason's, what is that? Fictitious Sports is a good Pink Floyd members album.
Yeah, not for me.
I saw Nick Mason live like 4 years ago doing Pink Floyd stuff. It was awesome.
Well, congratulations. I'm having my 30th birthday in 6 months. Any general life tips for 30 and beyond? Yeah, don't die.
You're a fucking baby. 30 years old. Jesus.
30 years old. You've got so long to go.
You're just getting going there, buddy.
Yeah, and enjoy, bro. Because in about 20 years, you're going to start getting some fucked up aches and pains.
And Sean, I'm going to tell you this one word, think.
Yeah. Think.
Someone should have told me to think when I was 30, and I, might be a lot different now.
Don't get diverticulitis. It's not fun. Ian Gillan, Highway Star, A Journey in Rock, epic documentary. Okay. Sean is Jason. Why is Metallica not punished for Lulu the way Kiss is for the Elder? I don't think Kiss is really punished for the Elder anymore. I
don't think Metallica got way more hate than the Elder, because the Elder was a bomb, where Metallica's the biggest band in the world releasing this crap album that who the fuck likes Lulu? Look, I even did like some Metallica ranking. My friend J-Man got me Lulu on CD. I heard that shit. But man, when I did the video, of course you're always going to find somebody that likes something that you think that nobody likes.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't one person who left a comment saying, I like Lulu. I got a couple comments saying, I like 2 or 3 songs off it, but the rest is crap. But nobody said they liked the whole thing. I'm sorry. That gets way more crap than the Elder. Way more. And the Elder rules. Lulu's.
The elder does get some respect nowadays. I think a lot more people are.
Yeah. A lot of people looking back and waking up.
Definitely. Yep. Who's your guys' favorite Southern rock band?
Leonard Skinner. Without a doubt.
I don't think I have one.
One of the greatest bands ever. And the greatest double live album ever made was not Kiss Alive. It was Leonard Skinner, One More for the Road. In my opinion.
This is a thing going back from an earlier question about the terrible artwork. Blues for Allah album cover is cool, but the album sucks. What album is that? Who is that?
That's the one Grateful Dead album I bought.
Oh, that's okay. All right, got it. All right. Yeah, so what has better artwork than music? How about any of the Kiss solo albums except Aces? No.
I saw a guy online rank. He made a cover. It was one of the Kiss pages on Facebook, and he made a back album cover to look like the solo records with the fonts and everything, and then he had every one of the songs from the solo albums listed from his top to his bottom song, and he had and the colors of the song titles were written in the colors of the respected album, green, blue, red, and purple. And he had three or four Peter Criss songs in his top 10. His number one song was Gene Simmons Beatles sounding song, See You Tonight. His last song was Ozone.
Oh, fuck him.
And I'm like, God, man, what a weird. I mean, everybody likes what they like, whatever. He made it up. And I was like, wow.
To say fuck him. It was just a natural reaction because I love Ozone so much. I got a little defensive there, but I forgive him. It was my bad.
He also had Hold Me, Touch Me is like in the top 5. So I was like,
all right. Guy's a cute star.
I know you got that shirt from somebody, Ralph, but someone wants to know, is that piss shirt custom or did you buy it somewhere?
Actually, I bought it because there's somebody I know that I'm no longer friends with, and it's his choice. He doesn't want to be my friend.
Wow.
But he made this, and I bought it from him. He made it at one of those, Red Bubble or wherever the fuck, those t-shirt places.
Oh, yeah.
And I bought it. And I still love it. He may not like me, but I don't care. I love his shirt. And I love a lot of things that guy did for me in the past. But he chose to not like me, so piss. This shirt rules. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
I wish him well.
Very good. What's your favorite bands from the 2000s? He likes Volbeat and Airborne. I'm gonna say Ghost, and I like Volbeat.
Ghost.
Yeah.
Ghost.
What about 2000s? Like from 2000 to 2010
to 2000 now, 2000s.
Yeah, I was gonna say The Darkness. I like Airborne. They were cool. Yeah. Some Volbeat. I like some Volbeat.
Yeah.
That song they did with King Diamond is awesome.
That is a very good song. Tramp Stamp. This is from earlier. Tramp Stamp. How did you see it?
He wasn't wearing a shirt. He was David Lee Roth on stage.
Well,
I saw it when I was banging him up the ass. I was like, oh, look, interesting. He's got a tramp stamp. That's what the guy's implying.
Yeah.
Dude, the guy was in a Van Halen tribute band. David Lee Roth didn't wear a shirt many times. Neither did this dude. That's how I saw the tramp stamp. I'm being a little cranky too much. I apologize to whoever I was question, but at the same time, get the fuck off my lawn.
Have any of you guys walked out of a concert before it ended and thought to yourself, this show really sucked? Yes. I saw Alice in Chains and Korn came on. I said, let's go.
Guns N' Roses headlining over Metallica. And the only reason I was at that show was all the way in Orlando, like 4 hours away. And that time was when Hurricane Andrew fucking devoured us. And I had no power. But Orlando had power. And I drove up there And I stayed in a hotel with power. I went and saw, and fuck, I should have stayed, right? But it was so incredibly boring. How many fucking guitar solos Slash did, and the piano. This guy, he did play "It's All Right" from Black Sabbath, which is cool. But it just dragged and dragged. And, they went on too late and I left. And then another show I left during, but it wasn't that it was a bad performance. It was so loud I couldn't make out what was going on, was Yngwie Malmsteen. And I'm glad I left because by leaving, I got to meet Lizzie Borden, who opened that night. So I left. It was my
saw that tour.
My ears were fucking boiling. What mine
would probably be Queens of the Stone Age. It was just horrible. I couldn't take it anymore. I went to see the band Turbo Negro, and they opened, and they were amazing. Just high energy rock and roll band. And then Queens of the Stone Age comes on, and it's just like, God, this is boring. You ready to go? Let's leave.
Time to go. Is Queensryche EP their best album? No.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Yeah, it's their best.
It's an EP.
I love it. It's great.
I love it too. It's not their best.
It's their best.
You're wrong.
I am wrong, but it's their best.
You're still wrong. Ace Frehley or Mick Mars? Ace Frehley.
Ace Frehley.
Although you do have to give props to Mick Mars for being.
I don't have to give props to him.
You do, because he's been a stiff for.
Hey, you are not the boss of me, so I'm not giving him props.
Well, you were wrong about the Queensryche thing, so. Vinnie Paul's rolling in his grave. Yep. My father and myself have been wanting to know if you like They Might Be Giants. No.
You might be crazy. I've never heard them. I have no clue.
If you want to, you could do the safety dance.
No,
that's Men Without Hats.
You Might Be Giants had a hit though.
Yeah, they did that song for that TV show. Oh my God, what the hell's the TV show? And they actually always played them on Headbangers Ball too, which drove me nuts. I'm like, why the fuck is this?
They Might Be Giants was on Headbangers Ball.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't have no clue they were even a metal band.
They aren't. They're not. They're not. It's an alternative band. What is their biggest hit? Let's see.
Never heard them. Or if I heard them, I didn't know that was them.
We'll have to come back to it. But they did a song to a TV show I used to watch. Malcolm in the Middle. You ever see Malcolm in the Middle?
Mm-hmm. But I don't remember the song.
You don't remember the song? Well, they did this song for the show. But you guys wouldn't like them anyway. I don't like them either. Yes, Joey walked out in 3 songs into Aerosmith's set for late 80s. Best Tigers of Pantang album.
Spellbound.
Okay, take your word for it. Zach is a character, and that's why they picked him. Nobody wants to pay $150 to watch a no-name play Cowboys from Hell. Yeah.
Yeah, I said that too. Yeah, I agree. They had to have somebody with a name to do it. Just getting anybody, an unknown person, wouldn't have sold it.
Yeah, they should have got Mick Mars.
They should have got Ted Nugent.
Yeah. Thoughts on Springsteen's Nebraska with the biopic about it coming out later this year? Fuck Bruce Springsteen.
I can't stand him.
I worship that album. I am not a Springsteen fan, but I love Nebraska. There's a documentary coming out?
I guess so.
That was like Bruce Springsteen at his height, and he releases this mellow acoustic album that a girl I was dating had it on cassette, and she would play it a lot. And I'm like, fuck, man, I love this album. I own it. I got Nebraska. I also got another one that's a hand-me-down. Darkness on the Edge of Town, I think is the name of it. Leave it in the comments below. The second song on that album. Rule. Adam Raised the Cane. That's the name. Adam Raised the Cane in Nebraska. Those 2 things I love. And then everything else about Bruce Springsteen, fucking born to run these nuts.
Born with the runs.
Have you all ever seen the Mike Williams Paul is Dead page? He says the Beatles did not play on their records. He is wrong.
I believe it.
You believe that they didn't play on their records?
I believe it was Steve Brown from Trickster. He did all these.
It could have been Sammy Hagar.
Yeah, true.
Have you all? Oh wait, I already read that one. All the world stage releases. Yeah, I remember seeing a short video on YouTube showing facts about Ozzy Osbourne. I learned that Diary of Madman is Ozzy's favorite album of his own.
No, that's not true. Ozzy has slammed that album, and believe it or not, so did Randy Rhoads. Both Randy Rhoads and Ozzy Osbourne think that album was rushed, and they wish they would have spent more time on it. Can you believe that? Randy Rhoads thinks that could get better. And you know what? I believe him. I believe he could have made that album better, but man, it's hard to believe that album being better, right?
It's good the way it is. It's awesome.
It's perfection.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Ozzy album. I believe Ozzy's favorite Ozzy album was Lulu.
Do you think rock and metal is dying or thriving?
It's dead.
Yeah, it's been.
I don't know. I think it's thriving because I think it's just more underground. It's not mainstream anymore. It's too many. I mean, it's eat up. The world's eat up with cover bands and stuff. But at least they're playing rock and roll.
Look, I am a metalhead rock and roller for life, but it's not like when we were kids, man. I mean,
it's not mainstream, but you've got all these rock schools and you got all these kids going to these rock schools and learning to play instruments. And when you go see them play, they're not playing Modest Mouse covers. They're playing
old school
AC/DC stuff, Zeppelin, and you know.
Jury's out. Hopefully, these little kids will form bands and kick the world's ass. You know, jury's out. I'm just saying, man. You ain't gonna see fucking and the fact of the matter is, we live in a fake society, and I got a lot of examples. Like, it doesn't matter if there's only one band member left in that band. People will go because
it's a brand.
They want to hear "Slow Ride" from Foghat, so they'll go where it's only a drum. By the way, I'm unfairly talking bad about Foghat because Foghat now is fucking amazing. They are great, but it's only the drummer, you know? But you don't have these, it's all nostalgia now. And like what Tony was saying, okay, there's kids getting into it. That's awesome. But there hasn't, name one fucking band other than really Ghost that came out in the 2000s that are headlining arenas today. You know?
Sleep Token.
Greta Van Fleet.
Sleep Token.
Okay.
Well, that ain't that Greta Van Fleet amazed me because they played the arena, and I mean, I worked the show, and I walked out, watched it. They're playing. I mean, even though they are a Zeppelin ripoff, they say they're not, but they're playing blues. They're playing blues bass, heavy rock music, and the place is packed, and it was like 60% women there to see these.
Well, my point of the matter is the bands that came out 2000 and beyond that are headlining arenas, you can count it on one hand if that hand was missing fingers.
They also want to know, it's the same person that asked that question. To those of us that are carrying the torch, the curators, what advice do you have for us to help propel rock and metal into the future? I don't know. I can't figure it out myself.
No, don't think too much about it because you're going to end up smoking meth and being homeless.
Yeah.
yeah, and you made a point too. Don't think so much about it. Just let it kind of fall into place, you know.
Because the more you think about it, and if you can't achieve the goal that you want to achieve, you just get depressed and then you quit.
When you think too much about it, it becomes contrived, and it's just better just to kind of let it. It's art. Just kind of let it fall to come together as it will.
If you're happy doing it, just do it. Don't worry about what's going on. What are your thoughts on Iron Maiden's The X Factor these days? Love it. It's one of my favorite Maiden albums.
I
like it.
I like it way more now than I did back in the day. But I still will say those songs were way better live with Blaze.
With Bruce.
No, and Blaze. I thought
I like them. I like the song. I like Sign of the Cross better with Bruce and.
But I gotta say, I mean, I saw I'm saying the X Factor songs.
That tour
sounded better live when they did that show, the X Factor tour. I thought
you saw it in the club.
Yeah, but those songs were, to me, sounded better. And one of my favorite songs is a bonus track called Judgment Day. I do like that album a lot now because thanks to my viewers who donate for me to do track by tracks. So I have to go back and listen to it. And I'm like, shit, this shit's better. What was I was listening to the other day? God damn it. There was something the other day that I hated. And I listened to it and I was like, fuck, this is not bad. Now I can't remember what it is. Sorry.
Guess we'll find out when it gets up on YouTube, I guess, right?
Sorry I even brought that up. Hey, I'm going to be right. I'm just not going to be on camera. But I'm going to be in the room. So I will be interjecting. I'm just going to be away for a couple minutes.
All right. What are your thoughts on Smith Coates? I don't know.
Love it. Love it. I think it's great.
Oh, Smith Coxon.
Coxon, whatever the fuck his name is. I don't know.
Yeah, I really like it. It's I got the first album and the EP. I hadn't picked a new one up, but I've been listening to it online just at work. It's really good. I mean, they both are good singers, good, well-written songs, and Coxon sounds so much like Chris Cornell at times. I mean, he's an amazing singer as well as a guitar player.
I love Richie Coxon. Fucking, I saw the Winery Dogs.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't use a pick.
Nope. That's what sold me on Coxon. I mean, I knew who he was, and I thought he was a good guitar player, and I knew I had one of the albums he played with Mr. Big, and it was okay. But Winery Dogs is what sold me on Richie Kotzen. It's like, wow, this dude he's got it all, man. It's killer.
Thoughts on the late Merle Haggard?
Yeah. Merle ruled. They don't make country singers like that anymore. You got a bunch of crap.
I don't know enough about him to say anything.
This guy's going back to the Dark Side of the Ring. Season 5 had Harley Race, so you gotta have to watch that one, Ralph. Favorite Zappa album? None.
Chic Your Booty.
Bruce Dickinson has put out far better records than Maiden since '90s. What is his best LP?
Birth is my favorite.
Which one?
I like Accident at Birth. That's my favorite one. And Chemical Wedding's great too, but Accidents just takes it for me just a step further.
Yeah, that's an amazing album. I don't think Maiden's made an album as good as Accidents since Power Slave.
Yeah. Yep. Top 3 Thin Lizzy albums.
I'd like to go first on that one.
Go ahead, because I got to look up and see. I can't remember off the top of my head. My terrible memory.
Blood Rose will be my favorite.
Yes.
Then Johnny the Fox, then Thunder and Lightning.
Okay.
Mine's going to be Black Rose, Thunder and Lightning at 2, and Jailbreak at 3.
Black Rose, Bad Reputation, and Jailbreak for me.
Reputation is that should be my favorite because I bought that album for like $1.99 in a bargain bid back in the 70s, and man, do I love that album. I recently got a shirt of that album cover, but with Brian Robinson on it.
Yep, I saw that. That was cool. The way it should have been.
Yep.
Somebody asked me a question about Clem Burke. I don't know, because I'm not really a fan of Blondie. So,
did you see what Bruce Dickinson said about the new drummer?
What new drummer?
Iron Maiden.
Oh no, what did he say?
Yeah, this is kind of fucked up. He said this because Bruce Dickinson in the past has said he preferred Clyde Burr over Nico when Nico was in the band. Now he's saying this new drummer. It's like Clyde Burr's back on drums.
Yeah, they're friends. They say what they want to say. I'm sure Nico doesn't care.
You know what's funny? I had an amazing famous drummer in the underground, Alex Marquez, he played on the second Thrasher Die album. He prefers Nico, right?
Yeah.
But then Will Carroll, the drummer of Death Angel, he prefers Nico. So drummers prefer. How about you, Wayne? You're a drummer.
Yeah, I like Nico. You know what it is, because I started with Maiden with Nico in it, so I was more used to his drumming than Clive. But I like both.
Well, probably that's probably Will Carroll's excuse too. But Alex is old, man. He's an idiot.
Will you guys ever do a show on favorite VHS or DVD concerts or rock documentaries you own?
We will now.
That is an awesome. Next week's the Mentors, but maybe the week after that. Remember that.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for the idea.
I have tons of DVDs that I own but haven't watched. I'm terrible at watching things.
I can't wait to break out my Michael Bolton DVD.
No wife and kid. Lulu, is she a fair Spanish lady? Oh wow, damn it, where'd that go? Where'd it go? Get it back. Come on. Wayne, Tony, and Ralph. I can't thank you guys enough. I can't thank you guys enough for being so awesome and doing what you do. I'm the greatest YouTube almost human. What?
Right there. That guy's more awesome than Wayne, me, and Tony combined. That dude.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a dude. It's Karch Giba or Giba.
Karch is the best.
Karch, what's up?
I love you, Karch.
How do you spell Tony Dio's channel name?
Oh yeah,
Tony Dio's Metal Emporium.
He just put a wasp one up. I haven't seen yet, but I'm going to.
Emporium, spelled with an E.
Thoughts on Australian band Angel Cities? No Exit.
Love them. They were called the Angels over in Australia, and they had to change their name when they started to release their stuff over here in 1980 because we had Angel, Greg Jafria Angel. So they changed it to Angel City. That first album, Face to Face, kick ass, great record. It's like a cross between AC/DC meets the Clash.
Never heard of it.
Really good.
Who likes Bad News Warriors of Genghis Khan? Never heard of it. Worst, Crazy Nights or Sammy Hagar's Breath? I'm going with Sammy's Breath.
That's good.
I don't know that Hagar album, but I'm willing to bet it's better.
I don't think it's an album. Fortune Child from Jacksonville, Florida is a killer band. Cool. Are you Fortune Child?
Okay.
Are you all fans of Billy F. Gibson's solo stuff? No.
I don't know.
I'd really not listen to it that much, to be honest with you. To give you an honest opinion.
What's Ralph's favorite rap album and why is it DD Ramones?
That's a funny one. I wonder if he's on my YouTube.
DD King.
I have it on vinyl and I listen to it.
I added the DD Ramone in there, but he must know.
My favorite rap album of all time is NWA Straight Outta Compton. I love Paul's Boutique from the Beastie Boys a lot too. Those two would be my two favorites.
Can't say I have one. Tony, do you have one?
Yeah, I like the Lone Ranger metal rap.
Yeah. You know, when I met Johnny Z on the Sound of White Noise, and I go, dude, are you the Lone Ranger? Yeah, I had him sign. I have the Lone Ranger CD.
That's awesome. He signed it. That's cool. Yeah.
What band or artist do you regret not seeing before they passed away or disbanded?
Well, I mean, I can't help it because I was a kid. Like, you know, Led Zeppelin, The Who, Bon Scott. But later on, damn, I don't know. I think I've seen everybody that, you know, that died and I never got to see them. I'm sure there's an obscure band out there that.
Mine would be April Wine with Miles Goodwin.
Yeah.
Because I had the chance. I had plans to see them and it was during 2020. And of course, COVID killed that from happening. Shit, and then Miles died last year. So.
They came down here on the Nature of the Beast tour, and I didn't go. So that's the one. April Wine. Yep, I had my chance.
Tony Dio said last week that he bought the first Judas Priest album because he thought the cop from Village People had a solo album. The cop was the black dude who was dressed as Seaman Navy.
that was Ian Hill. Yeah.
Did you guys watch a few years ago back the Andre the Giant documentary?
No, but I'd love to see it.
I tried watching.
Yeah, that would be cool to see. Yeah.
Thoughts on Pink Floyd actually putting out an official release of Live at Pompeii and remaster in 4K in the movie?
I gotta buy it. As I showed you earlier, I have the DVD, but I gotta get this new one. I want to see it in the theater. Also, I'm going to see this in the theater. Cheech and Chong's last movie. Do you know about this?
I heard about that.
Yeah, it's pretty much a documentary, though, I think.
But they're showing it here in Hialeah. I'm definitely going.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Clyde Bird was fired in 82. Does Nico McBrain have Parkinson's? No, he had a stroke.
Oh, yeah.
And he can't like move half his body or like one side of his arm or something like that.
No,
he still
plays, Clive had Parkinson's.
Yes, Clive had Parkinson's.
He's fine. He just can't do the heavy lifting anymore.
Yeah.
But not half.
His arm, like he can't do like some of the drum rolls and stuff like that. So what's so funny? What do you see?
Somebody just wrote Cliff Burr.
What? What?
You'll see it as you read. Keep reading.
I have the lone. Have you guys heard of Justin Bieber's Freak Out? He's Brittany Mountain. No, we're not answering that. Have you heard of the band Ruby the Hatchet?
Yes. Yes.
I have.
I like it. Yeah, I've heard that.
Haven't seen them, heard of them.
I think I heard them. They're pretty good.
Thoughts on Weird Al? I think he's probably the most clever musician of all time. Well, that's pretty big, but I like Weird Al. I don't think he's clever, but
I think he's a genius.
He's
I want to go see him. I've never seen him live. They
Anybody
did the
watch that?
changes.
Anybody watch that movie?
I saw some of it and I didn't finish it. I didn't like it.
VHF?
No, not VHF.
Documentary or what is it?
It's not a doc. It's like the Queen movie. It's like
whatever.
Oh yeah, the one where the kid from
the Lord of the Rings.
The kid from Lord of the Rings played. Yeah, watch it. Yeah, of course it's totally fictitious. I mean, it's not the way it really happened.
I finished watching it, but my favorite Weird Al song. If you guys don't know the song, look it up, man. He's got a song called Hardware Store. It is the most genius fucking song. He sings it very fast, and then in the middle section, because the whole song's about they just built a hardware store and he can't wait to go in. Oh, I can't wait. And then
I think I heard that.
And then he goes into this like whole minute of they got. He talks about hardware store appliances. They got rubber ducky. He does this whole so loud, so long. I know he can't do that shit live, but it's fucking awesome. I love Weird Al, man. I love him. I've never seen him live either. That's one I should go see live.
He's touring this summer.
Yeah, because he's for sure going to die before me, so I better go see him.
You miss his hair though, the curly hair. I don't like the straight hair.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had straight hair now.
Yeah, he's got straight hair, and I think he cut the mustache off too. Just not the same. I saw April Wine open for Nazareth in '83.
Nice.
Thoughts on the recent announcement of the new Peter Criss hard rock solo album?
Ian and I broke the story because Ian was in Nashville and Billy Sheehan was being interviewed by Ian, and he told him, he said, I'm playing on Peter Criss. He's got a hard rock album. And we announced it like 3 days ago on the Rock and Metal Combat podcast. And I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping some people write shit like Strange Ways and Baby Driver and Mainline and Getaway, some really cool, heavy shit. Because I think Peter Criss had the best voice.
He's got a good voice. He just, the songs that he always had to do, it was always like jazzy things.
Yeah. Let's hope this new one is better than Cat 1, which was the heaviest album he ever did, which was okay. It wasn't great. It was all right. But I hope it was more like what Bruce did on Accident of Birth. I'm hoping it's something like that.
You're expecting
heavier
Peter
than Let Me Rock You Tonight.
You're expecting Peter Criss to put out Accident of Birth.
You know, Bruce Dickinson all metal. I want him to get all hard rock, you know.
I don't see it happening. Lee Aaron or Lita Ford for one night.
Lee Aaron.
I'll go with Lita. Because
Chris Holmes has had that, you know.
I go with Lita because she sucked more dick.
But she closes her eyes forever. So, who would win in a fight between Sammy Hagar or Ralph?
Oh, I didn't beat the living shit out of that poser.
I dislike the Foo Fighters so much, and I don't know why. Just such a corporate sound to me now. Am I crazy? Yeah, I like Foo Fighters.
I hate the Foo Fighters, and I know why.
Why?
They suck.
Harry Potter played Weird Al. No, that wasn't Harry Potter. That was the guy from. Oh wait, was it Harry Potter?
Might have been.
I saw it was.
I thought it was the Lord of the Rings guy.
I think it is the Lord of the Rings guy.
It's the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it was.
Spider-Man guy, whatever.
Thoughts on Turbo Wolf? Never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Don't know.
Tony, you ever see Wild Thing, 1987?
Is that a movie? I don't know.
I don't know.
I know Sam Kinison. Wild Thing.
No idea. Favorite Steel Panther song? None.
Oh man, for sure, Asian Hooker.
Community Property.
Asian Hooker is my favorite.
Do you guys collect rock figures like the Kiss Mego and Knucklebone statues? They're really cool. Yep. Yes, I got tons of that stuff. Yeah.
I have the yellow bones and the two King Diamond Knucklebones, right?
I have the Kiss Migos over here. You probably can't see it where it's sitting at, but they're sitting on a shelf over here in the corner, and with the Devo above them.
Very cool.
And I have the only Knucklebones I have is the Phil Lynott and the Ronnie James Dio.
I got tons of stuff. It's all over there. I can't bring it out now. Wayne, Tony, and Ralph, I have to go feed the geese. I'll watch the rest of the video later. You guys kick ass. I will always support you guys. Take care.
Thanks, Carl.
I love them. Thank you.
Yeah. Thoughts on Vince Neil's Tattoos and Tequila?
Oh, I liked it. The cover album.
I don't know. I never heard.
I know there was a book, and then there's
a book.
The cover album is really good. He does Another Piece of Meat from Scorpion. He does He's a Whore from Cheap Trick. It's good stuff.
I saw him do that live with the Scorpions because Scorpions headlined M3 one year, and Klaus had laryngitis, and they didn't want to cancel, so they went on and played the show, and Klaus came out and rocked out, and he played some rhythm guitar, and he had various singers come up, and Vince Neil came up and did Another Piece of Meat.
Nice. He did a great version of that cover album.
I know Ralph has said he's not a big Rob Zombie guy, but would like to hear your thoughts on Manson.
Whoa. I love Rob Zombie. I mean, I love White Zombie, especially the Astro Creep 2000. I thought that album was fucking genius. Yeah. I like Exorcista. I didn't like his solo song. I bought the one with Dragula.
Yeah, that's the only one I got. Yeah, everything from that and White Zombie I like.
Yeah, but I like Marilyn Manson. I hate, and I know Marilyn Manson before he was famous because he's from down here, and I used to go to these clubs like. And the first time I saw Marilyn Manson was at Churchill's. It was a very early Marilyn Manson show. Marilyn Manson and Spooky Kids, where he played the show with a drum machine. And this was way back in the early mid-90s. And then I saw him on Doctor, and I just hated him. And then my favorite local band from back then was called them Boogalard.
You talked about them. Yeah.
The rhythm guitarist left in Boogalard and joined Marilyn Manson and changed his name to Twiggy and became the bass player of Marilyn Manson. And back then, I would say, the fuck is wrong with Gordy? Because that's his real name. What's wrong with he leaves a band that's going to be big and he joins this loser that's going nowhere. Or was I wrong?
And Twiggy's not even with him no more, right?
I like one Marilyn Manson song, "Cake and Sodomy." I think is a.
Yeah,
I like that first album when it first came out. I thought it was cool with Lunchbox and stuff, but that was the only thing I ever bought by him. You know,
it's on the first album, "Cake and Sodomy."
Yeah.
It starts the first album.
I don't even know what this question means. It's written so weird. Which band sucks more in the least amount of time? Sammy Hagar or Paul Stanley of Kith?
Kith.
Sammy Hagar.
So it's always Sammy Hagar. It's got to be. Hey Ralph, do you like Overkill? No.
I love Overkill with Bobby Gustafson. There's a lot of Overkill albums after Bobby Gustafson I like, especially from the Underground Below. I think is great. I like WFO. I like a lot. And I opened for them on the, man, that was a good album. I forgot. The one that had Pig. White Devil Armory. So yeah, there's some Overkill I like, and then there's some Overkill. It's not that I hate. Well, I will say the last two I didn't like at all.
Really?
Oh man, Wings of War and Scorched. I didn't buy those.
I love
them. And Bobby Gustafson's a personal friend of mine, and he doesn't have many nice things to say about Overkill. Yeah, I tell him all the time, man, bro, fucking best Overkill, Years of Decay, man. And he agreed.
Yeah, good stuff. Do you guys like classical music? If so, what are your favorites? None.
I love Wagner. Flight of the Valkyries, whatever. I got a Bach album that's really good. And I like Picanini. I like some classical. I gotta be in the mood for it though. It's not something I put on often.
I'll never play it.
I like to sit down, play classical music real loud, and just like, oh, soak it in. But I gotta be in the mood for it. It's like Richie Blackmore's Night. I gotta be in the mood for it. I don't hate it. I like it, but I gotta be in the mood for it.
And it was Daniel Radcliffe, the guy who played Harry Potter, that did the Weird Al movie. Just had to clear that up because that was going to bother me all night long. Do you guys like Journey? If so, what's your favorite song? Yes. What the hell's that song? Wheel in the Sky.
Yeah, I love them. They were one of my favorite bands. Stone in Love.
My favorite is Winds of March.
Great song. Yeah.
Off my favorite Journey album, Infinity, that has Wheels in the Sky.
Yeah,
Infinity's my favorite Journey album for sure.
We're gonna have to end this soon, so this is it. All right, because it's after 10. I'm falling asleep here. What do you guys think is funnier band, Tenacious D or Steel Panther?
Oh, Steel Panther, big time.
Ooh.
Tenacious D kind of gets on my nerves.
They get boring after a while. I mean, I like Tenacious D.
I like the movie. The movie was cool, but yeah, some of that, I don't know. It's just when they just get too silly at times.
Yeah.
I love the D, but that last album was fucking horrible. Apocalypto, it was fucking garbage. But I like the D. I like Rise of the Phoenix. Pick of Destiny was an awesome soundtrack, and I like the first album. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the D because they're so stupid. I love Steel Panther, but Steel Panther lost me after the third album.
Steel Panther ran out of ideas. They really did.
They're
great to go see live. It's funny to see live, but to me in Steel Panther, the funniest character was Lexi, and he's gone.
Yeah.
Deadeye said Ralph, he's got you a Gene Simmons 7-inch figure. He doesn't see it.
What?
He got you a 7-inch Gene Simmons figure.
I have one of those McFarlane things.
Did he get it for you?
Oh, are you the guy that got me the Kiss stage with the Kiss characters?
I don't know. He said he got you a Gene Simmons 7-inch figure.
Damn, I don't know about that. I know somebody got me all 4 members and a stage with the Kiss logo.
Wow, that's a shame. Deadeye, if you send me things, I'll remember it. I'll even put it right behind me. You'll be able to see it. So
I'm sorry if you did.
Yeah, that's
if
fucked up.
Did, I have it because I don't give anything away that people give me.
That's fucked up.
I know if you did give me that, I still got it. I just don't remember.
Just doesn't remember.
Too much drugs.
Thoughts on Danzig's horrible Elvis cover album and his career in 2025?
Horrible. But you know, the one good thing I can say about that Danzig Elvis album is that he did a great song, but he did a shitty version of it. There's a very obscure Elvis song called Pocket Full of Rainbows, and he did it. And I was like, whoa, because that's not even a popular era of Elvis. That was Elvis during the movie era, but I always loved Pocket Full of Rainbows. And I saw he did it, and then I listened to it, I was like, oh. But hey, I appreciate it.
I heard that John Christ played at Hell's Heroes Fest out in Houston a couple months back, last month or whatever, and I heard it was excellent. They said he had a guy singing that could do the dancing stuff, and he just played stuff from the first 4 albums. Of course, that's the only ones he was on, but yeah, that would have been cool to see.
The only Danzig I care for.
Exactly. Yeah.
I thought Danzig 4 was very underrated. That's
yeah. Yeah.
Right. I'm going to do this question and then one more I'm going to pick after this, and then we're done. Anthrax or Slayer? Anthrax.
Slayer, man, by far.
Slayer.
Anthrax is better. Let's see. Just for work.
Adam, yes, I have been to Kings many times.
Let's see. Was there any good ones? Ralph, do you ever have, well, I'll do one more after this one. Ralph, do you ever have nightmares about Vinnie Vincent?
No, I can't say I have.
This was a good one. Who was or who is your guy's favorite vocalist for the group Riot? I got to go Guy Speranza.
Guy Speranza.
Love them all, but Guy's the best.
I'll go with that one too. And you know what, Tony? That's the last question. We're done.
Well, everybody, there you go. Thank you so much for joining us with your killer questions. I really appreciate all of you. Next week, we're going to be talking about the Mentors. And the week after that, maybe the VHS DVD thing.
Yeah.
Deadeye says he sent it with OTT LP. Which OTT? What the hell's OTT?
Over the Top.
I don't know. He said maybe it's a 4-inch figure.
Wait. What's the guy's name?
Deadeye.
No, that's not it. That's not, because Jeffrey is the guy who gave me Over the Top.
What's your real name, Deadeye?
Swords and Tequila.
He just said Swords and Tequila.
Yeah. We need another Q&A soon. Yes, we do these often.
Yeah, these
are fun. These are fun when you don't have to.
Well, when Count Ralph said he wasn't going to join us tonight, he says, "Why don't you guys do something that I'm not into, like something gay like Striper?" So we're like, "Yeah, we'll do Striper." And then Wayne's like, "I don't know anything about Striper." Since Wayne's a devil worshiper, we actually do it. He likes Ghost over Striper. That's why we do question and answer.
The thing is, we were going to do a Striper episode, but then I forgot. Wayne's a heathen.
Yeah, I don't like Striper. Deadeye is Jeff Patterson.
Yeah, Jeff Patterson. That's the guy. What do you mean you sent me a Gene Simmons thing? You sent me some CDs. You didn't send me no Gene Simmons.
I don't know.
I didn't get it. He just sent me that Over the Top like maybe 2-3 weeks ago.
I don't know.
There was no figure in the package.
No. It just had the vinyl and the CDs.
Is the Over the Top the thrash band Over the Top from Virginia Beach?
Good.
from
Yeah.
Virginia. Wow, Jeff, I didn't know that was out, man. I used to see OTT Over the Top. They used to play down here in North Carolina. They'd come and play with some of the thrash bands here back in the early 90s. I didn't know that was out. I actually have the original Over the Top cassette, or one of the original demo cassettes. Yep. Some Weirds. Where's it at?
Here it is.
There's the record. Never even heard it. Don't even know what that is. Never heard of it.
Here's the original cassette demo from one of their demos.
Oh, wait. I have that too. He sent me that too.
Yeah.
Jeff didn't send me anything. Jeff, you're gonna have to send me stuff. You send everybody else.
Well, I didn't know that. Who put that out, Ralph? Who put out the OTT?
Eastern Front Records.
Cool. Man, that's cool.
He sent me that cassette. He sent me a burnt CD of it. I do have that.
Yeah, I used to see those guys. It's been years.
He was their drum tech, video tech.
Great
killer
stuff. Great killer stuff.
How do I send Ralph?
Jeff, do you know Paul and the guys from At War?
Oh,
I was just hanging.
He sent me.
I was hanging out with them last weekend at the Municipal Waste Anniversary Show. Hanging out with Paul.
He sent me this.
Yep. At War kicks ass. Great band.
Lowrider wants to know, how do I send Ralph something? How do you send Ralph, Wayne, and Tony something? Not just Ralph. It's three of us.
To the Almost Human P.O. Box.
Wayne, just give me your address and I'll tell them it's my address. All right. Hey, if you want my email, Phase Linear, it's on all my videos, to donate my PayPal. Email me at phaselinear.com. Go look at any video to see how to spell Phase Linear.
Yeah. All right. You can find me on Facebook, and I'll give you my address. You can see.
Yeah. He said he videoed for At War. Killer. Yeah, man. Good band. Great band. Cool guys. Virginia Beach, baby.
That's near you, Tony?
About 2.5 hours. Yeah. Cool, guys. This has been fun.
Very cool. It's been a long show. It's time for bed.
Time for Wayne to go to bed.
I was up really late last night, so I'm tired.
Yeah, Wayne was up till 11:30 last night.
2:30. I was trying to buy the new Nintendo, and I got one. One of the lucky ones.
All right.
He played Video King like the kids at TikTok.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of TikTok last night. It's fun. TikTok is a hoot.
Yep.
Well, anyway,
all right.
Everybody, thanks for joining us. And until next week, smack 'em a gob.
Goodbye.